This is finally what we're talking about today. We're doing a full update of the gallery, where we're at with the 480, also the 300, and all these breeding 10 gallons of miscellaneous livebearers. We're jumping to it all today, so you guys just buckle up, stay tuned, we'll get right into it. What is going on, Spring Feeders? This is Rob with flipaquatics.com, and today we're doing an update on the gallery. I've been neglecting these 10 gallons behind me, and by neglecting, I mean I haven't been paying much attention to them. My team has, but I want to get my hands dirty. I want to jump in there, see how everything's doing, and also update you guys on it. And then we can talk a little bit more about the 300 gallon. There hasn't been too many changes, and I'm sure you can see it over here. The 480 is coming along. It's looking a little brown. We'll get into that today. You guys stay tuned and let's get right into it. This is the most exciting news. These are the Tiger Teddies. And these guys are just freaking awesome. These are a tiny little livebearer. You can see there's a male up here just looking phenomenal. The water is cloudy. That's because I just put some turbo start in here just to make sure the cycle is nice and good. But these guys, as far as I know, they haven't bred yet. We added some water sprayed in here. It's not looking the greatest yet. It is starting to grow out, and so we're excited to see how that works out. We're out of guppy grass, so that's why we added that. So there's a couple things that are going to have it. These guys, I really haven't spent too much time looking to see if they bred yet, but just looking around, I don't see anything yet. We got about 30 in here. I know you can't tell, but like there's a bunch like back there. There's a big old female right here, male back there. So it's only a matter of time. We're gonna start seeing some babies in here, but this is a new species we brought in from the Czech Republic, which I'm super excited about. And so once we get these guys breeding, I'm gonna be one real happy guy. Another one that I'm super excited about, these guys I believe came from Czech as well. These are the 4-spot livebearer. So these guys are super skittish. We actually had a couple deaths recently, which is why I went around and added in the turbo start just to make sure the cycles are all good. But like, let me try to get a couple of these on camera. They're nothing like crazy special, but these guys are super expensive, like extremely expensive. That's just because they're so hard to get. But again, just a super cool livebearer, and really excited to get these going. We actually did some of these in our auction last week or 2 weeks ago, and I think they came with babies in the bag. So hopefully we're gonna start seeing babies real soon, but time will tell. Next up, we're getting into the endlers, and these are the yellow tiger endlers. Super, super cool. This is a breeding group we moved from next door. I kind of hijacked them. You can see why. I mean, these guys just look like, the guy looks like he has fire on his tail. He's so cool. Tons of females in here. Decent amount of babies, and so I need to add some floating plants in here, at least some structure up at the top, just to make sure they're not eating any of the babies. We do got the Swordtails in there, which is one of my favorite plants, but these guys are just beautiful and doing really well. Next up is one of my favorites. This is the white peacock endler, which has like a white spot on its tail. That guy's got its mouth blocked open for some reason. I'll have to investigate that. But decent amount of females in here, decent amount of males. I think we've had some babies. Again, I haven't looked at these, really in depth for about 2 weeks now, just because we've been so busy with setting up tanks. But anytime you can get white in the tail of endlers, it's freaking a good thing. So these guys are pretty, I wouldn't say rare in my opinion, but they're definitely a harder to find one. We imported these and they've been doing really good for us. We need to do a little bit of calling, and that's what the 300 gallon is for here shortly. Next up are the green hornets. The females are looking fat and ready to go at any time in here. I need to look around and see if I see any babies. But let me try to get one of these males on camera. They got a really pretty green color to them. There's one. And then let's just look for some babies real quick. Maybe I see one down there. I don't know. I'm excited to start having more time doing this. So these guys are freaking cool. Now these ones are the Smoky Mary endlers, and there's just babies galore in here. I'm trying to find one of the males. We maybe sold all the males unintentionally, and we got to wait for another one to kind of grow up, because the ones back there definitely aren't the males that are supposed to be in here. So Obviously, it's going to take a lot of calming to get this this colony back, but I'm excited to see what we're able to get. That one's, yeah, that's definitely not what we're going for right there. But that's why it's a breeding project. You gotta have fun with it and enjoy it. There's tons of babies in there, so we're gonna have a lot to choose from. Next up, these are actually one of my favorites. These are the Jinga Rubra. Just an absolutely stunning, almost albino looking Endler. And we actually just got more of these in, and we got as many as we could possibly get in. They didn't have any more available, and we put them right into a breeding tank. So that's why it's got the water sprayed in here, because it's a newly set up tank. So these were all just came straight from our source and then right into a breeding tank. And hopefully we can get these guys breeding really good. The females, there's not too many of them, but like they're nice and big. And so, so hopefully we get them to pop anytime. We just need to make sure the setup is just perfect for them. That way the babies live, because that's the goal of all this. Next up, we got the Bengal Tiger Endler, which these ones were all babies. We didn't have any adults left, like maybe one female. So we're gonna have to do some culling in here and really rebuild this population, but there's a decent amount to choose from. I'd say there's about 30 or 40 in here. And these were all from a breeding colony, and then we ended up selling them all off, which was unfortunate for us, or at least for me, and it was fortunate for whoever got them. And then we haven't been able to get them sent, so this is a tough one to find. It's the Bengal Tiger, and hopefully we get some really good breeding pairs out of here. This is the Smoky Mary Endler, and just a beautiful like dark color, and then it's got like that little bit of fire on the tail. And this, we got a pretty good breeding colony of these guys going. And then I do believe we started getting babies again. I haven't been able to really check on this, and the filters all went out at some point. And so, so yeah, they might be behind the filter. I know a couple of them are behind the filter. In one of these tanks that I have to catch out, I think it's this one. Let me just take a peek. Maybe not. I'll figure it out here in a little bit. So let's pause for a second. We'll talk about these big tanks. This one, I literally just have not had time. We're gonna do the Endler colony in here, and I'm thinking we're gonna do it as the sorted Endlers. And so just like this is where all the calls will go. And then if we want to sell an assorted Endler on the tank or on the website, then we can just pull them from here. This will just be like a huge breeding colony of just miscellaneous Endlers. And so this tank is finally cleared up. It's looking good. I still gotta pull these rocks off here. If you guys have been watching the 480 updates, the marketing team actually thinks this looks good, which I think they're crazy. But you know, who am I? And then moving over here, this tank is like just nasty colored, and like the marketing team just can't get over how nasty the film is on the top, just from all the bleed off. So this tank, the reason it's not full yet is I was just so nervous about this piece of wood floating, this piece of wood floating, this piece of wood floating. They're all kind of interlocked. Man, I can't even talk. They're all interlocked over here going into this mountain. And I had to fill it up just enough. You can see the crypt popping out of the water. And, well, sorry about that. The wife just called. She's been looking for morel mushrooms and finally found one, so she was all excited. So she was calling to tell me about that. But anyway, you can see this crypt right here popping out of the water. I had to like fill it enough to cover its roots, but I was like too scared to fill it the extra inch to cover its leaves. So it's a little sad up there, but it should bounce back right away. You can see, like, even though we really don't have good light on this tank, like all the crypts are, you know, just popping up, doing their thing. We didn't even start fertilizing this at all. The driftwood's starting to get some biofilm on it. And so I think I'm gonna fill this the rest of the way today, and just, it is what it is. If something floats, it happens, but I need to get water movement in here and get this thing lit up. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I probably won't get the lights on today, let's be honest. But I will get it filled up today because I'm kind of excited to see how it all works and just watch it flow for the first time in a really long time. So that's what's going on with this one. And then let's just walk over here real quick. So we just had Eric Bodrock right here in this setup. Eric Bodrock is a corridorist like extraordinary. He's a catfish guy, travels the world, does speaking, does talking to clubs and stuff like that. And the guy just knows so much. So we had him on Get Equipped with Flip, and he did a phenomenal job. So that's why this kind of set up different than our normal live stream. But over here, we didn't get to actually doing this, but I got a bunch of rocks for this river tank. We're setting this up as a river tank. We're gonna be doing some reticulated hillstream loaches, some miscellaneous hillstream loaches, and then bamboo shrimp and all kinds of stuff. We're doing like a sand / rocky mix. And so I gotta go get smaller pebbles than this. I already have them, I just need to bring them in and get this thing set up. And like I was saying before, this turbo start, this is what I dose everything with. This is from Fritz, really good live bacteria. Not trying to sell you on it, but it is a really good bacteria. So that's what we use to make sure all these tanks stay cycled, or at least get them cycled initially. So let me bust through here. I'll show you the rest of these tanks, and then I'll get this video posted for you guys so you can watch it today. Next up, we got the sky blue endler, and these guys are breeding. You can see, where did he just go? I know he's right here, but it's so hard to find him. Oh, there he is. We got a handful of babies in here. I don't know how many for sure because there's so much plant matter in here, but I would say at least 8, potentially more. And they don't seem, the adults don't seem to really bother the babies, but these guys are doing really good. The males are just gorgeous. I wish one of them would turn around. Nope. Oh. Now it just won't focus. Oh, well, you'll just have to take my word for it. These guys are absolutely gorgeous. Next up, we got the swamp guppy, which I think these guys are amazing. So, females got a little bit of color on them. Not a ton, but a little bit of orange. But look at the males. Look at that guy. And that's a wild guppy. Like an absolute wild guppy. So these guys, I haven't seen any babies yet, just looking around. They are set up for success, but if they don't breed here in like the next month or so, I'm gonna try to switch up their water parameters, do something a little bit different, maybe increase the temperature in the tank. Try something, because they're definitely at the size that they should be breeding. They're all sexually mature, and the females are nice and big, so should start happening soon. These guys are one of my favorites. Look at this. We have shrimp in the gallery, the lounge. So this is our least killifish breeding setup, and I had all these shrimp at home. These are the royal blues. They got orange eyes. They look black, but I assure you they are royal blues. And I put them in here just because I knew the least killies wouldn't really pick on them. And I haven't seen any babies yet, but like these fish are like all through this subwasser tank. They're literally all over the place, and the fact that they're not picking on the shrimp means that I don't think they would really eat their own babies. So I'm just not sure if, maybe it's a temperature thing as well, because this room stays at about 72 to 74. So I'm thinking maybe if I get these guys up to like 76 degrees, I might have some more success. But just a really cool, really small live bear. And the females, like, look at these females if they'll let me get them on camera. Like, they are fat. They are definitely fat. Next up is potentially my favorite wild type live bear. This is the Miller's Swordtail. These guys are just, the color is just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. Their tank's a little bit dirtier because they've been here longer. I haven't had time to actually clean the glass, but I am prepared. I was ready to clean it. I just haven't got to it yet. So I'm glad these guys are doing good. We haven't lost a single one, so they're extremely hardy to get shipped all the way around the world and then not have a single loss. That's doing pretty good. So I'm excited about that. I just really do want to see some babies. So nothing yet, but I'm hoping soon. Last but certainly not least is the pygmy swordtail. You can see the babies are growing up, doing good. I want to say we had like 6, 7 babies. I think we lost 2 or 3 of them. I don't know if there's more back here. Yeah, there's some. So they are doing good. We did lose a couple, which I'm not sure why. Maybe it's a feeding issue, since I've been a little bit hands off lately. Like, even looking at this guy, like, doesn't look great. So I might have to investigate that a little bit more. A little curved spine just doesn't look happy. But for the most part, they're all looking pretty good. You can see more babies are coming out. So I'm gonna have to give these guys a little treat, some frozen fruit, some frozen food. Again, can't talk today. But I am excited. This is one that's breeding well in the gallery. So that's good stuff. So we are cruising along with all these setups and all the craziness that's going on here. This one will be set up this week. The 480 is also, I'm gonna get it filling right now. So that's gonna be up and running this week. So a lot of good stuff going on. The marketing team, I know you guys have seen them in the last 2 videos. They've really been pushing me because they have some big plans for this room. and it's all relying on me getting these tanks set up. So I'm sure you guys will see them a lot more in future videos, at least until we get this set up, which is in the next 12 weeks. So they're going to say 10, so don't let them hear that. Hopefully they're not watching. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey and following me along on this. So you guys make it a great week. Thanks for watching. Happy Sunday. As always, God bless, and catch you guys on the flip side.